like most NFL stadiums held a tribute before the game, a moment of silence to Charlie Kirk. To the point that there was like backlash for some of the teams who, didn't have a moment of silence for someone who had absolutely nothing to do with their team in any way and is not an elected official, doesn't represent them, that they decided not to do it. And those teams had people angry at them for not doing it.
Okay.
This is where we're at right now. You got to do the right thing.
I wish people had moments of silence for all the children that have been killed in school shootings.
They don't do those, Laura, or even when there were actual elected Democratic officials killed in their home a couple months ago, no one batted an eye at that. And I think listen, you are able to be sad that a young person was brutally murdered and also not go over the top in being forced to honor that person because you didn't admire them. Like, both of those things, if we lived in a society where we were still normal, you could hold thoughts for both. Like, wow, man, that was a sickening act that we saw. I hate that it happened.
Right.
Oh, and also, he was an influencer on social media. He wasn't president of the United States. He didn't, connect with all Americans. He was very specific for a specific group of people. Oh, and beyond that, many, many people found his message to be deplorable. And now, if you don't express that carefully enough, they're coming for your job.
If you don't express which part?
Okay, now, there are some people who, let's be honest, were just outright classless and were mocking his death, which I think is disgusting. I don't think death should ever be mocked. It's just wrong. I don't care if you don't like the person. So some people got in trouble for that. But other people who didn't mock his death, they simply said something critical about him after he died. People are going after their jobs successfully. Which the part to me that is incredible about that is, I thought the people on the right were the ones who were against canceling. I thought the ones on the left were the snowflakes who were always upset about if someone says the wrong thing, they have to get in trouble. I thought the left is who supposedly does that, and the right is who gets mad at them when they do that because it's freedom of speech and it's America. But
no, they're looking at this like this is how we're going to get them back. I just saw online the other day, and I try not to consume a lot of this because it's a lot. But there was like a group of young women who are putting together like a database of anyone who has any kind of opinion about it. And if it's something they don't like, they're putting together a database to make sure they go after their employers, like, the whole nine. They were like, you guys canceled us forever, and now it's our turn.
And by the way, except that original canceling they're talking about was, of course, made up. Like, it barely ever happened. Now, also, the fact that they can't see the difference between someone losing their job because they expressed racist or hateful homophobic opinions and someone losing their job because they spoke negatively about someone who they disagreed with after they passed, the fact that you can't see the difference of that is another problem. But this is why I'm really at the point of, I don't, beyond us having these conversations where we have some room to have like a nuanced conversation on the radio with the audience and they can listen to it and decide what they want, but at least they can hear fully what we feel. I'm not saying I won't go back on it, but in this moment, I'm kind of out on saying anything on social media. Like, it all feels like no matter which side, even if you're on the morally correct side, and there is a morally correct side, even if you're on that side, I don't think saying anything contributes in a positive way. I think it's all getting tossed into the noise of division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like, oh, I like apples. What? How could you like? What are you trying to say? You don't like bananas? You don't like a cantaloupe?
There's no way.
What do you mean?
There's no way to do it, bro. Like I'm looking around and listen. I think that this going around canceling people who didn't honor Charlie Kirk properly is obviously just another step into an authoritarian dictatorship, is what it feels like. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to lie. I've also seen people post things about Charlie Kirk that I'm like, come on, fam. Like, that's nasty work and bad karma. Laughing at death is just bad karma. Like, maybe just lay out. Or maybe just find a way to say something with some nuance to it. Like, oh, I disagreed with everything that he said. I will not be choosing to honor him. But you don't have to put up literally a rap song mocking his death.
Rap songs?
Oh, I saw songs. Oh, yeah, people. And of course, those are going to get spread around by people the most.
Yes.
Right.
So these idiots who do the most aggressive, nasty, hateful things about Charlie Kirk, those are the things that are going to spread around the most. You know, yesterday, do you guys realize that the Vice President of the United States filled in for Charlie Kirk on his podcast?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
J.D. Vance was his guest host.
I heard something like that.
And then he brought on Stephen Miller, King white supremacist Stephen Miller. And they talked about how they're going to get after, they are going to go after and attack. I think Miller said, as God is my witness, we will not let this stand, and we're going to go after the people responsible.
I thought they had somebody in custody.
And the person they have in custody is not actually connected to anything.
He's not cooperating.
He's a complete, but you could tell he's a complete lunatic. And yet they're going to pretend that he's connected to, quote, leftist groups so they can start going after groups. They're going to go after local left-leaning groups in different areas, even though, guys, even for the people out there, I'm going to tell you the other way. The people out there who are like, oh, I heard he's MAGA. He's not MAGA either.
Who?
The guy who did it, Tyler. He's a lunatic. I'm sorry. He's unwell.
Listen,
us continuing to tie, whenever these things happen, they try to tie this crazy person like they were part of a broader plan. Laura, the shell casings were quoting weird internet things.
Bro,
His brain was mush. He didn't make any sense.
This whole thing is nasty work, bro. First of all, we all know Kirk stood for division, separatism at its finest.
Oh, yeah.
He preached death. This is why people are doing what they're doing, and the internet is going to give you their opinions as raw as they can on everything.
Yeah. They're going to show you the harshest thing of every direction. They're not showing you this conversation where we're chatting through. They're not showing you that.
It's never nuance. You post something that they don't like, they going in on you in the comments immediately. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can get some nuanced conversations, but the average person who's on the internet, they're just going to be raw. So, yeah, you're going to have a diverse group of opinions. Some are going to be on his side, some are not, and some are just going to go extremely hard. But he was a very aggressive person, at least in terms of the clips that I saw.
No, Sean, he was not in the middle. I mean, listen, he did like debate, so yes, he did have debate. But his stances on things were very black and white and harsh.
Right.
I just think that the craziest thing, there's people who are actually just quoting things that he said, and they're being penalized for it.
That's crazy.
Just a quote. Just a quote.
And, you know, the umbrella of it all, people are really screaming, it's karma. You know what I'm saying? You live by it, you die by it. Which,
by the way, is exactly how I feel. I've told you this, I know, but that's exactly how I feel about people saying nasty things about him. Now you're throwing yourself into the karma game of you're laughing at someone when they die.
Well, that you don't want to, right? Because
now what's your karma?
You're looped into the karma.
Now you're in the karma loop.
Right. You can say it's karma, you keep it at that, and keep it pushing.
Right.
But to say the nasty stuff, nah. Look, this is what he chose. And this is the energy he kept around him. So, unfortunately, things happen.
But unfortunately, we live in a place right now where the availability of guns and people becoming crazy because they live their entire life in chat rooms increases the possibility that if you talk about very extreme things, there's a world in which terrible things can happen. It shouldn't be that way. Even though I hate Charlie Kirk's opinions, it shouldn't be that if he speaks at a college, he's going to get killed.
Of course not.
But there's mad guns and mad crazy people going undiagnosed. That combo, and of course people on the right, they don't care about the guns and they don't care about mental health.
True.
So they just want it all out there. And then hope nothing happens. Have all the guns, have all the crazy people, and we want freedom, baby. Well,
Right.
I mean, are you sure? Because it's dangerous for everyone. And it's horrible. Mm-hmm. And the result that we saw was one of the most horrifying images that honestly we've ever seen. Literally that we've ever seen. So, yet everybody is, everyone wants freedom of guns and freedom of this. Now, Laura, one story that's moving around a lot, I saw yesterday building, was that as people are putting it, they're saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce were gallivanting, hanging out with Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. Is this true?
Gallivant.
So, all right, just to explain it. So, a lot of high-profile celebrities attended the Reform Alliance Casino Night and Gala. This happened on Saturday at the Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Meek Mill, Robert Kraft, Travis Scott, Michael Rubin, and more. A lot of celebrities were in attendance. So the casino itself made like a huge $1 million donation to support the cause. I think they raised over $20 million for criminal justice reform. But a photo that's been floating around on the internet has caused a whole mess. I guess the seating chart is making headlines and raising eyebrows because I guess it's Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they're seating at a table, and people are claiming that they were sitting with Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner. So the picture that I saw is a little strange because the angle, it's like.
No, the angle is not telling,
like,
Laura. The angle, you can't even tell if they're at the same table, honestly.
Yes, I was really confused by it. I was like, this is the picture y'all going with? So it confused me a little bit because I was like, it doesn't really, I mean, maybe. I'm not sure, and I was hoping that other pictures from that evening would come out on the internet so people could just like see how it actually, like, everything ended up getting, how everybody was seated. But people are making it a huge deal, like, oh my God, Beyonce was out here, campaigning for Kamala, and look at her, she's sitting with a Trump.
Now, if in fact, I'll say this though, if in fact Ruben and them had them seated at the same table. You got that button over there?
Sir.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If they did, because that would be a really bad look. Like, I understand they're both a big deal, but I would really hope they weren't put at the same table. Because Beyonce really can't be next to Ivanka Trump. Like, listen, I know Kim Kardashian loves to pal around with Ivanka Trump, but respectfully, Kim K ain't B.
Congratulations.
Beyonce is truly like the people's hero. She can't be sitting with Ivanka and Jared Kushner. That would be a bad look. But the problem is this. We also live in a world right now where everybody, to some extent, is scared to blatantly throw their middle fingers up in that direction. Even the most powerful don't want to have their lives and empires and everything that they live for messed with. You know what I'm saying? Like you, honestly, I'm sorry. Like, how brave are you? How much of an enemy do you want in the Trump? You really want to mess with Trump's daughter? That's not super appealing. Yeah, that's not super appealing. So, are you more apt to make a stink about it, or just go, well, she supposedly cares about the cause, so you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the picture and I'm still like, are they sitting together?
No, listen, for people acting like that picture is proof positive that Beyonce is best friends with Ivanka Trump, hit the button.
I can.